What about how Korean moms communicate with their kids? Do you think that the way they communicate with their kids is different from Western parents?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't realize it until recently when my 3-year-old's teacher at daycare said that at the end of the weekend, well, on Mondays, basically, they would talk about what they did over the weekend. And most kids would just describe what they did. But the teacher said, my son always puts in an emotion. He would say, oh, I had a happy weekend, and it was, and so she said, this is quite different to all of the other kids, because they usually say, I went to this place, I ate this, and just the facts. So I think I like to add emotion and talk about each other's emotions. I tell my kids how I feel. I like them to tell me how they feel. I didn't have that much when I was growing up, but I deliberately do that. And I guess not many typical Korean mums do that.
I think feelings are not so important in the Korean household, as sad as it sounds, but I think it's true. I don't think I really talked about feelings with my parents either. And definitely because my husband is very Korean, I noticed that he doesn't talk about feelings much with our kids either.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have to agree, like with my mother as well. We always sort of expressed our feelings, but I don't really remember her ever saying that she was really sad or that she was lonely or really upset or angry about something. It was always sort of contained, I think. I mean, when I was younger, I don't think I had sort of the maturity to notice things like that or to ask. But even as a teenager, she could have, had these conversations with me about how she feels. But I don't ever remember that happening. Also, I mean, with her friends, and I don't remember her going out with her friends. We go out for dinner, we go out for drinks and stuff like that once in a while. But I don't ever remember her doing that or having friends come over. So, I mean, with the children, there was very little communication in terms of emotions. But I think that's sort of the way they were raised, perhaps.
Yeah, and also that's another part of sacrificing, I think, because they communicate everything that has to do with our needs, so the children's needs, and not so much her own needs. Now I think for the modern Korean mom, maybe they do still communicate a bit of feelings, but again, I think it's heavily based on the child.
I think you're right, yeah. I mean, like, I communicate my feelings with my child a lot. If I'm angry, I say that I'm angry right now because, and so I need a little bit of time alone, and then in 10 minutes, then we'll play, right? We also acknowledge their feelings, right? Oh, it looks like you're upset right now because of this, and so, why don't you come here, I'll give you a hug, right? And then we'll just talk about it and try to make the child feel better. But there was like very little of that. And I think mothers these days are more aware of just the importance of expressing your emotions, right? And also letting your child know that you're there for them. Home is a safe place where you can be whoever you are and we'll accept you for that. When we were growing up, I think especially as immigrant children, there was a lot of pressure to sort of succeed academically and not to disappoint your parents just because we know all the hardships that they go through by not speaking the language, being in a different culture, being far away from relatives and their families. So we're in the back of our minds, we're also always thinking about stuff like that, right?
Yeah.